Listen to me. We don't want to kill any of you. But trust me, we will. Wake them up a little!
This whole thing is pretty much done. We're more ghosts than people.
You have got to keep faith. They will not crush us.
Good old Dutch. My best friend. You know how we met? Pair of hucksters trying to rob each other. Back in 78 or thereabouts.
You have to love yourself a fire. It's one of the blessings. Sure, we can have fire. And we can have the knowledge of fire. But with that comes the knowledge of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery.
Sons of Dutch. Makes us brothers. Sometimes, brothers make mistakes.
You'll never change. I know that.
All of you venerate savagery. And you will die savagely.
Get out here! Stay strong. Stay with me. You have to love yourself a fire.
Alright, welcome to Chapter 8 of Handy with a Steel. And I will get it going with today's paper. This is May 5th, 1866. Death in the square. A hail of bullets were heard in the main square of town when Sheriff Gunderson lawfully went to disarm Grover Peterson. Grover, a notorious fellow, resisted, and his cousins, the David, took up steel to defend him. Luckily, the sheriff had backup, and Deputy Ward and a bystander, Lew Longley, also joined the fray. Unsubstantiated reports claim an engine was involved, but we were unable to get confirmation on that detail. It is this reporter's opinion that no engine would stand up to a white man, pious or evil. When all was said and done, the sheriff and his soldiers vanquished the thugs, killing Grover Peterson, Bishop David, and Henry David. Abel David turned yellow and ran off. Next article. Union shut down. Protesters at the Dunn mine were looking to unionize, but word is that Mrs. Dunn visited the mine herself and talked her workers out of their rash decision. Bonuses were granted and all went away happy with only a half day of work. And then there's a picture of Mrs. Jezebel Dunn. Today, the scene starts in the Saints Hotel. This we can go over there. It's morning time. Nelson Ward and Lew Longley sit at a table drinking coffee. Nelson spent the night here. He's got a bandage on the side of his temple where a gun or a bullet grazed him just yesterday in the fight in the square. He knows that Sheriff Gunderson and Deputy Tucker went out to Mr. Sweet's office to talk to him about the potential whereabouts of the Davids. He hasn't heard from the sheriff yet today, knowing that he probably was up early and out on the road to go to Mr. Sweet's office at the Preston mine. Leaving the two here sipping their coffee. Bonnie's behind the bar, wiping it down, smiling to particularly Nelson. She fills up another cup of coffee, rounds the bar, sits it on the table in front of Nelson, bringing a pitcher with her and filling Lou's cup.
Thank you, Bonnie. It's nice of you.
No problem, sugar. And she smiles.
Yeah, he's got a
Anything
big
else I can
smile
get
back.
you boys?
I think I'm good for now. How about you, Longley?
And Lou just is sitting across. He watches the exchange and eyes them both, back and forth, just sort of watching. Yeah, just arcs his eyebrow and looks across, and spits. Reckon I don't need any more. One's enough, I think. And I think that'd be all I need. And pulls out his tobacco and his fixins and begins to roll up a cigarette.
A man of temperance. You don't find that in LeClaire.
I guess so. Oh, well, I hope everything goes well with the sheriff.
Oh, he seems capable of sort. I'm sure to be just fine.
Yeah, I worry sometimes, though. I mean, after everything yesterday, after me getting shot in the head and all that, I don't know, it feels like a bad omen.
Oh, the good Lord will protect those that are righteous. Isn't that what the preacher says?
Yeah, Nelson smiles at her. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Bonnie. Thank you.
Lou looks across the table at Nelson. Never much took to the Bible. Always fancied him a bunch of Wendy's in that book.
Nelson kind of shrugs a little bit. Well, my pa always read it to me when I was younger, but, well, lost him quite a while back. It's nothing too important, though. But I'm kind of surprised. I mean, most folk out here stick quite to it. Well,
Yeah,
the good folk.
most folk, you ain't wrong. But most folk don't have the kind of history what I got.
He kind of raises an eyebrow. Anything in particular? This sounds interesting.
Nope, nothing particularly interesting to be honest with you. Just an old sorry tale. Don't much feel like telling it.
Well, I suppose I won't intrude, I guess.
Bonnie smiles and she says, Does it have anything to do with shooting men down from a rocking chair?
Yeah, that was mighty something. He kind of looks Longley again. Bit of a gleam in his eyes. Wish I
Yeah,
had a shot that's that good.
well, my iron always pointed true. Always had that. But not a skill I particularly care to use. Not really big on taking men life. It's not something you want weighing on you day in, day out. It makes the day longer. It makes the nights real short. You don't sleep much. And when you do, you always keeping one eye open, son. That's not a life anybody, not any what you have.
Well, I suppose. But someone's got to do it, right? I mean, if it weren't for law, man, then, well, you'd have a lot of terrible people going around.
Yeah?
I mean, hell, you saw what happened yesterday. If we weren't there, then who knows?
Well, I'm not gonna say you're wrong, son. But I ain't no lawman. This tin, that tin you carry right there, it only goes so far as when right there, right on your sleeve or on your shirt. Doesn't go any farther. It's not skin deep, not something you're gonna take to the grave. As soon as you're gone, they're gonna give it to someone else. And then, same chain, just gonna keep on going.
I suppose, but I guess all I can do is hope that the good Lord puts my gun in the right hands.
Yeah.
Bonnie, she nudges Nelson. He's the savior of LeClaire. Well, you too, Lou. Savior of my honor.
Nelson grins at that. Oh, that's too much, Bonnie.
She just smiles and leaves the pitcher of coffee as she walks off behind the bar. She looks over her shoulder at you and gives you a slight wink. At that time, before you can consider Bonnie, the doors swing open and Mr. Sweet walks in. Mr. Sweet is dressed very well. He has his overcoat on, buttoned up. Oh, getting chilly out there. Overcast skies. Huh. He sees Nelson and Lou and makes his way towards them. Gentlemen.
Oh, well, Mr. Sweet, what might you be doing here?
I had a talk with the sheriff and Deputy Tucker. He wanted me to relay some information to you.
He kind of nods. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, he is heading down to Brookville to look for the David boys. Unfortunately, they have two residences in our files, and he was asked me to ask you to go ahead and take a look at the other one.
Oh, he wants us to, well, I suppose he wants us to bring him in then.
Well, I believe he did say something about Abel David and, what's the other fellow? Bill David that hurt Clem. Yes, that rascal. Those two for sure.
Oh, well, I certainly don't mind taking fellas like that in. Our poor lady. He kind of looks to Lou. I don't suppose you'd be good to go along, Mr. Longley. I mean, after what happened before, I'm sure you'd be a good help to me.
It doesn't much matter now if I'd be any help at all, because, to be honest, I believe those boys are gonna have it out for me. So, whether I stay here or tag along, they're gonna be shooting a lot of guns my way. I reckon that for sure.
Well, yeah, I suppose we best be careful then. Just maybe take a look, see if we can spot them. And then if they seem too troublesome, then we'll head back and wait for the sheriff, I guess. But, well, after what you did yesterday, I don't think we'll have any issues.
Yeah, it only takes one bullet, son. One bullet.
Sorry?
That one bullet almost took your life, son. That little scratch on your head could have been a hell of a lot worse.
Sorry, it's cutting out real hard on my end.
I heard everything.
Ooh.
Can you just repeat yourself briefly, JD?
Yeah, well, that scratch there on the side of your head, son, it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I suppose so. But then again, like the sheriff said, it taught me a good lesson. Take cover first, shoot later.
Yeah,
Even
well,
if you think you can get around him, I guess.
I don't know if what you did was brave or stupid, boy, but standing in the middle of the street, I mean, I might have been sitting in a chair, but at least I had something what was in front of me. Nothing but dust clouds in front of you, and that won't protect you from nothing.
Yeah, I know. I should have known better, but...
Mr. Sweet looks between the two of you. So does that mean you're going, Mr. Longley?
Yeah, Nelson kind of looks to Longley.
Well, like I said, don't figure I got much choice, because no matter what, they're going to be looking for me.
Well, Yeah, sounds like it, Mr. Sweet, then. I suppose we'll be off soon to take care of the problem.
Well, let me tell you where they might be. The lumber camp, just outside of town, up in the mountains a bit, northwest of here. You follow the road north and take the Jackson Pass west. I'm not sure if either of you've ever been there, but that's where there's some cabins up that way, and a couple of them had on their employment papers, or their applications for employment, that they might live up that way.
All right. I don't think I've been out that way quite, but I'm sure we can find it easy enough. Right, Lou?
Yep, reckon you're right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I think it's 4 miles north, and then take the Jackson Trail west.
North and then Jackson West. All right, sounds good.
Well, I do wish
You
you
said
luck.
it's just a cabin, yeah?
Yeah, there are some cabins there. Some were owned by lumberjacks in the days. There's still an active camp up there. They might be able to help you a little more, too.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sweet. You've been a good help.
Oh, not a problem, not a problem. He, tightens his coat up and dress warmly. It's very cold out there.
Will do.
He nods and looks around. I have some more business to take care of. I will see you gentlemen later.
Well, like you say, stay warm, Mr. Sweet.
Lou just gives a tip of the cap.
Yeah, he nods and turns, makes his way out.
He also kind of sits back a bit, thinks, and sighs. Well, what do you say we head on out, Mr. Longley? I think we can take care of this nice and quick. Hopefully they'll come in, although can't say I fully expect them to.
Nope, don't suppose they're gonna wanna come in. Don't suppose they're gonna be all that happy to see me, or maybe not even see you wearing that. Lou kind of.
Well, hopefully we can get the jump on them, take them by surprise, bring them in, and then go from there, I guess. Seeing as we know where they're going to be shooting.
Maybe, but might also be real bad coming up and scaring them, jumping them like that. We got
Yes,
the upper
for sure.
hand. They might get real itchy trigger fingers, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I suppose we try and talk it out first, see how they're doing, and maybe we get lucky.
Yeah, lucky. Lou spits. We'll see.
Yeah, well, suppose luck's as good as anything else, huh? If it gets you this far.
Guess son, we're lucky ain't got nothing to do with that, but let's be on.
Yeah, Nelson kind of finishes off the rest of the coffee he was drinking.
Bonnie comes around the bar again. She's, I overheard that you're going after those David boys, is that right?
Yeah, Bonnie, it seems like it's going to be a lot of trouble, but I got to bring them in, so.
You be careful. I don't want them to hurt you again.
Oh, don't worry, Bonnie. I won't let them get nothing over on me this time.
She nods and smiles. She pulls out a scarf, and I just wanted to give this to you for luck and to think of me.
Yeah, he sees it and kind of smiles big, and oh, well, that's mighty kind of you, Bonnie. Thank you very much.
She smiles and takes a demure step backwards. Well, I'll see you when you get back, Nelson.
Yeah, and he kind of reaches in, goes to turn, and then reaches in last second for a small kiss on the cheek.
She doesn't pull away. And after you're done, she give me a empathy detect lies, I guess we'll just make it.
Detect lies, you said?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Nelson, poor little Nelly. I don't think he has great empathy, if I remember right.
Yeah, she is just sweet
He
as
does have
pie.
one.
She is just so sweet.
Poor gullible lad.
And she steps away as you guys make your exit. She waves.
Yeah, Nelson waves, kind of over the moon himself and everything. And so, well, we best get going, Mr. Longley. We got work to do. I think you asked before what
It was
what
blue.
color his
Oh
shirt
yeah, I
was.
don't know what the shirt was.
Yeah, it's probably like rawhide, pretty much, the overcoat and everything, and underneath that, kind of a dull orange brownish almost.
The next day, or next few hours, I should say, proves troublesome. You march your way up the road and begin to take the trail, but eventually the trail seems to be completely gone. It's starting to get very late. Nighttime. You seem to be lost.
Yeah, Nelson's looking pretty worried at this point. Well, yeah. It got darker faster than I thought, Mr. Longley.
And of course it's been snowing for 2 or 3 hours now.
Yeah. He's looking pretty stressed as he kind of turns. I don't suppose you got a better head on the trail than I do.
Well, son, my eyes ain't what they used to be. Sure would be nice to have old Crow along. He get us there.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine without that fella. Although we are a bit... He looks again and realizes, like, how farther out than he thought that they were in various regards. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm sure.
Will you two make me a perception check?
Yeah. Perception. Here we go. Sorry, I'm lagging.
Yeah, what is that under?
That should be under census.
God damn it.
Poor Nelson. Oh, poor lad. Fucking what? Are you kidding me, Lou?
Eagle eyes.
Oh my god.
Should have seen him before he got cataracts.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's
you're right.
I haven't trained, at least.
Yeah, poor Nelly. He doesn't know much. He doesn't see much either, apparently.
Shh, boy. Quiet down. Settle that horse right over there, next to them trees.
Oh, yeah. And he kind of surprised, like, looks around, not really seeing what he's talking about, out of surprise more than anything, kind of goes and sails the horse up and everything.
Lou hops off his horse and walks it over into some low underbrush, just to try and cover up the horses a little bit. He understands that the tracks are still out there, but at least if what he's hearing is a little ways off, won't be too bad. And crouches down and begins to kind of move one of the branches off a little ways and looks in the direction from what he hears, and then he just continues to shush Nelson. Shh, shh, shh. Listen, boy.
Yeah.
You see a figure approaching, slim in a hat and a sheepskin coat that looks a little too big. It's dark, hard to make out features. Riding a chestnut. Just seems to see you, gives you a wave.
Yeah, Nelson looks surprised and kind of looks to Lou. You know her?
Probably wouldn't recognize it as a woman, not wearing a dress.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, then yeah, he would be confused. You know him, Lou?
Lou just spits. Can't say I can really make out any features, but they sure seem to know we're here. If they wasn't friendly, they would have been shooting by now.
As the figure gets closer, you see there's a rifle tied to the saddle and a kerosene lamp. Climbs off the horse, lights the lamp, starts walking towards you, leading the horse.
Well, I suppose they don't look like they're meaning any threat. Might as well go, and he kind of stands up to go meet the person.
And Lou walks out of the weeds as well, makes his way over.
As you get closer, you start to see that it's either an awfully young man or a young woman wearing men's clothes. She holds up the lantern, says, thought I recognized you, deputy. I don't know if you remember me. I'm Mary Dunn.
Yeah, I imagine Nelson is forgetful enough as well that he probably wouldn't. Oh, well, it's good to meet you. Or, well, meet you again if you're right. Sorry. Not the best for people.
Oh, it's been a couple years. I don't expect you to remember some scarecrow girl. She takes off her hat, and you can see she's got long blonde hair tied back in a ponytail. So, I was at a fancy dress party over yonder at the Prestons, and heard that y'all were going to be getting up to the cabins, and with this snow coming on, I figured you might need a hand finding the place. She points in the direction behind her. That's my land right there. I know every inch, and I'm pretty familiar with this stretch over here.
Oh, well, that's quite useful, I suppose. You mean to help us out with it?
Yeah, I figured I'd show you the way. Heard that you were going after some rough customers.
Lou looks over to her. You're so familiar, you know them lads is up there?
Well, I ain't been up in that direction for some time. Ain't acquainted with those David boys myself. But, I heard the story over at that fancy dress party and read the paper.
Yeah, well, them boys are dangerous. Best you don't acquaint yourself with them. Speaking of which, outside of just knowing the land, what exactly are you coming out here with? I see that pea shooter you got up there now.
Oh, yeah, that's my father's old rifle. I do know how to use it, if it came to that. And she also pulls back her coat, and she's got a pistol on her hip. And this, too. Me and Pa, we were kind of alone for most of my life up on this land, and, well, the girl learned some things.
Yep, that's good. Mighty good. You see this boy here, he might need all the backup he can get.
What do you mean by that, Lou? I'm not that bad.
just claps Nelson across the back. Don't worry about it much, son. Just poking fun. Sticks and stones, but bullets will kill you.
I suppose. Will make you bleed mighty heavy.
Mary grins really wide. Well, here, and I thought y'all were gonna give me a hard time. But, I ain't afraid of no action.
I ain't never turned no woman away. No, sir. Well, no, ma'am.
Well, she looks a little confused. I don't know too many women that tote iron like I do, but she shrugs. What I got's yours for the night. She walks over and starts looking over your horses.
Well, I mean, it is mighty dangerous, but if you do know the area, then, I mean, at the very least, a guide would help.
Oh, we ain't too far now, but yeah, with all this snow, there's no way you'd find the pass. She starts rubbing on your horse's legs a little bit. They're getting pretty cold just standing here in the snow. We better move them.
I guess, yeah, if you know what you're talking about. You should probably move then. Thank you. Miss Dunn it was, yeah?
Yeah, Mary Dunn. And she smiles again, and she's actually quite beautiful. Just doesn't dress like your average woman.
And you'd know Nelson has a big bandage on the side of his head.
What happened to your head?
I got shot by those the David boys out there.
Ain't much a story. Don't go into details. Ain't worried about that right now. As the lady said, horses are getting cold. Best we move on.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get a move on then.
All right, then. Maybe you can tell me about it after this whole adventure. And she takes the lamp. I'm going to turn this off. I don't want anyone to see us coming. Just stay close.
All right.
Nelson,
Sounds
you
good.
right in the middle. Best to ride single file.
Mary nods, mounts up.
Follow your lead then, I suppose.
You head off. Mary, you know generally where this lumberjack camp is. It's not too far. They've just got turned around. The trail is kind of covered because of the snow, obviously. Is there anything you'd like to discuss on your way there?
So, how many of them boys you reckon on finding?
We were looking at least 2 to 4, right? Was it?
Yeah, I think that's right. 2 to 5,
Well,
something like that.
Yeah. At least a couple of them, it sounded like. Depending if they're, cousins, brothers, whatever they have is around.
Well, I hope it's 2 and not 4.
Yeah, it'd be a bit much.
So what's your play? You gonna shoot first, ask questions later, or try to talk them down?
Well, I mean, personally, fella did hurt a lady quite bad back in town, so I wouldn't mind it much, but I feel like the other one was a bit more cowardly, and might as well give him a chance to come in nice and peaceful like.
Shakes her head. That does make it trickier, though. They're gonna be inside a cabin. We're gonna be outside. They're gonna have cover, and we ain't. Some element of surprise, if we were aiming to kill, would... Well, we could use that, but if we're gonna talk, we're all gonna be in close quarters.
Yeah. I guess it's up to the deputy here, but if he doesn't care, just burn those goddamn cabins down, let them run out to it.
Well, I suppose that is a bit of a lot, but Nelson, would he know, like, is kind of the stuff they've done enough to warrant, like, going in guns blazing, generally speaking?
Go ahead and
Or
give
not,
me.
or-
Go ahead and give me a career roll. That's in knowledge.
Yep. Where is it here? There it is. Poor rookie deputy. Let's see how well he does on anything other than just shooting stuff. Sorry, it's taking my computer a second today.
Yeah, you know that. Well, so the two crimes that you're going after, one is attempted murder of a law officer, and the second is assault of a woman. So
The one brother did shoot before he ran, didn't he?
yes, he did. So it's you think you would have some precedence to do so. But you feel that that's not what the sheriff would want you to do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I guess if we really needed to, we could, but honestly, I mean, I feel best following the sheriff's example with this. Besides, I'm not too much for just, going guns blazing all that often. I mean, I might be good with my pistol, but doesn't mean I want to use it that often.
Hell, boy, you're smarter than you look.
Well, thank you, I guess.
Well, that makes sense, I reckon. Maybe when y'all go in the cabin, I can stay outside, find a window to get a vantage from, in case things go.
Yeah, that's an idea. Yeah. I mean, they wouldn't expect you anyway, so I suppose that'd work quite good.
Yeah, and I don't know what in the hell you're talking about. I'm not walking into any fucking traps. Pardon my language, miss.
Well, all right then. Reckon you're planning to make them come out one way or another?
Yeah, I suppose you'll need to find a chair somewhere around there, huh, Lou?
Let's hope they've got some damn sturdy wood round, at least, or stone.
So, we go in, knock, ask nice, and if they don't come out, then plan B. And she touches the kerosene lamp that's attached to her horse.
Yeah, and I do like the idea of having you hide somewhere out in the woods where you got a good vantage point. You take that long arm right there, and you set yourself up real nice.
If that's where you want me, all right then.
Yeah, however it works, I suppose. Sounds like a good enough plan.
Mary gets you turned around the correct direction, and you realize it was less than a mile to where you needed to go, but with the snow, there was absolutely no way to find this trail. You don't know if you would have been completely lost out here and ended up freezing to death without her help. But it doesn't take too long. The snow is getting deeper and deeper, but you finally get to where you need to go. And you see the logging camp kind of from an advantage above it, and you're kind of looking down on it. Let me get you over there.
As they get within sight, Mary takes her handkerchief and she ties it around the lower half of her face. I'd really rather word of me being here didn't get around, she says, looking a little sheepishly at the others. My Aunt just wouldn't take kindly to it.
Suppose so. That's fair enough. Should we call you something different then, too?
Oh, that's a good idea. How about, well, not Bill. Uh, Ted. You can call me Teddy.
Teddy. All right, I suppose that works. All right, then. Continues to ride on up.
So you're just going straight up to the camp. You notice that it is a lumber camp. There's a big sawmill there. Most people don't seem to be out right now, obviously being the middle of the night. You see the flicker of lantern lights and fires roaring.
Mary looks to the other two for guidance on where they want to.
Yeah, Nelson kind of takes the whole thing in. Does there look like there's anyone in particular kind of head of the place?
You can't really actually see anyone right now. They're all in their houses, or there's a couple like structures, not necessarily houses. They don't look like they're quote unquote someone's home. Just like camp set up, but they're structures for people to get in.
Yeah, he'll pretty much then head to the one that seems the busiest, like most noise coming out, most smoke from the chimney and such. Pretty much the one that looks most lived in.
Yep, there's talking and laughing and that kind of thing. It's probably you don't have any idea what time it is, but it's it's not like later than 8 or p.m. or something like that.
Nelson heads up and steps down off his horse and pushes it up and knocks at the door there.
You knock on the door and you hear somebody say, "One moment over there," and out comes an older fella with a big fur jacket on, with a big hat and gray beard. "Yeah, how can I do you for?"
Yeah, well, he kind of tips his hat and everything. Good day, sir. Well, evening, I suppose. Mr.
Oh, my name's Clarence Byers. I'm the foreman of this camp. Who you be? This is pretty sorry weather to be out in.
Oh, yes, I know. I apologize for the trouble, Mr. Byers. Thank you for your time. Well, I'm Nelson Ward, deputy down in LeClaire.
Oh, well, what you boys doing up here?
Yeah, well, you see, we're looking for some, the David brothers and cousins and all that. Looking to bring them in. They've been causing a mighty lot of trouble trying to kill some folk down in town.
Oh,
mighty dangerous.
The David boys, huh? That's no good at all. Yeah, well, I know some David boys.
Oh?
Yeah, a couple of them, they just came through here earlier today.
Oh, really? We'd been hearing they might live around here, so...
Yeah, there's a few cabins up the way there, about an hour ride in this, maybe a little longer. They stay up there, some abandoned cabins they tried to fix up, if you can call it fixing up.
Oh, well. I don't suppose you know how many of them went up that way?
Oh, shoot. I didn't see. I'm sorry, I didn't see. Not exactly sure how many of them got up that way. I'd say, oh, I don't know. Was it 3, 4? Sorry, I wasn't paying much attention. I just saw them go by, tipped my cap, and that's about it. Can you guys give me a perception roll?
Yeah, sure. Maybe. Go forth and see, my boy. Come on. Once the dice thing loads.
Yeah,
This computer's not having it today.
Well, the animations are being kind of slow. I'm going to turn them off.
Fucking Nelson.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man. Poor lad. Poor boy. He's good with that gun, but just about nothing else. He really wants to be. He really wants it.
So the two of you that did not roll a 1, see one of the lumberjacks kind of, he was around the corner, probably using the privy, maybe. You're not sure. But he's getting on a mule. Looks like he's about to take off.
Nelson calls out.
Hmm?
Hey, boy, where you going?
You mean Longley?
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry.
I was going to say, Nelson suddenly got real gruff.
Nelson. God damn it. Shut up, Nelson.
The man just turns around, heading off, do some work. What you want?
Gonna go do some work out in this here weather.
Yeah, what's it to you?
What's it to me? It's mighty suspicious like you just go wandering off, have to do so much work on such.
Are you the God and Savior? You need to worry about where I'm going, old man?
Well, I ain't saying God and Savior, but I'm telling you now, you wander up to them David boys and I see you up there, you ain't gonna have a very pretty day.
I don't know what you're talking about, old man.
Yeah, Nelson, by this point, is kind of give a nod to Byers, like hearing the commotion behind him. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We'll be on our way. And he'll kind of head. What's going on, Longley?
You can see that fellow over there just go on. Very sneaky like, trying to make his way around that building. Just happened to be having to go do some work. I don't believe that, not one bit.
Are you trying to keep him there? Or are you doing anything? Because he's about ready to ride off.
And Nelson had kind of turned to him. Sir, please. I'm Deputy Ward here. If you could for a moment.
What do you need, boy? Are you a town deputy or a county deputy? Huh?
What is he?
Technically, you probably would be the town.
Well, I just work down in near LeClaire in this area and all that, and
LeClaire. We ain't in LeClaire. We're outside of town. Do you need anything from me specifically? 'Cause I got stuff I gotta do.
yes, well, sir, I don't suppose you know nothing about those David boys, do you? They've been trying to
Jesus
kill some people
Christ
down in
almighty. The David boys came through here, I heard Byers say. That's all I know.
Oh? You don't happen to know what way it is?
Can we roll to see if we believe
Sure,
him?
you can do detect lies.
Nelson will try. Let's see how he does. It was so bad I had to put a point in it to make it not as horrifically bad.
Mary believes everybody.
That guy's the sweetest,
about right.
sweetest man ever.
Fucking Nelson!
Nice.
He's had his comeback.
Yeah, you two don't believe him.
Yeah, Nelson realizes something really odd's going on around here. And he kind of starts approaching the man. He's got his hand on his pistol. Sir, well, let me see. You don't know where those boys are?
He just turns his horse or kicks it. He begins to ride off.
Nelson books it back to his horse, and he's then trying to get up and go. He'll try and hop on his horse to pursue.
Yeah. Okay. Lou and Mary, what are you doing?
Mary'll dig ankles into the horse and take off after him. You said he was riding a mule?
He is riding a mule.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
In this snow,
She catches
his horse might be faster, honestly.
Mary kind of catches up to Nelson and Lou and says, well, no one can keep up much of a gallop and he's going to leave a trail. Let's just follow him.
Yeah, I suppose that works. Oh, yeah. Well, I suppose if he gets them all riled up, it probably will be a fight.
They're gonna be ready for us, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know if talk is going to be much use here. Not with him the way he was. He's going to go let them know what's happening. They're going to... Well, hopefully it won't. Hopefully it won't come to that.
Well, he said he was headed out to work, right? Well, he's headed toward a cabin. She shrugs. You know that's...
So are you gonna try to stop him, or what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, Deputy, I could wing him. Gotta be now or never. Tell me, son.
Well, everyone in there at all? Or is he too good of a pace?
I mean, you could shoot him from here, certainly.
Well, I suppose, Lou, I'm going to leave it up to you. I mean...
No, sir, I ain't the law.
Well, look, if is headed toward the David boys and we don't know exactly where they are, maybe following them is a good thing.
Yeah, it's true. You might well lead us right to them. Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Right,
be
let's
prepared.
keep it quiet then and go in after it.
Be ready for a long night, 'cause I ain't going in there when they awake. And I sure ain't stupid enough to startle them when they sleeping. So, best we watch.
Yeah, I
We get
suppose...
close. We find a place to hunker down. Maybe we can find their horses when they're inside.
Yeah, you know, that's actually a good idea. Let's hitch our horses a little ways off once it gets up there, and then see if we can get around on them. If we can, yeah, like you said, stop their horses. They won't be able to get off if something does happen.
Send their horses right off.
Yeah, that works.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get to.
Yeah, just keep it nice and quiet, I suppose.
Alright, go ahead and give me a ride skill, everyone.
I know. Nelson has so few talents. Come on. Oh, wait. Agility. I think that's one of his good ones. Is it? I don't know. We're about to find out. It might be. Might be one of his halfway, almost decent ones.
I think I'm gonna be
Jeez,
alright.
Llewellyn.
Fucking! Oh, God! Oh, my God! How?
The old man navigates
He's a
the
motherfucking
snow
legend.
quite easily. Nelson does very well too, and Mary does okay, good enough. The three of you are able to handle the snow drifts and everything that you come across. You're able to keep the lumberjack in sight. Sometimes he'll dip out of view, but you're able to always catch up with him. And you see him heading towards a rickety cabin, and he clearly yells out, "The law's coming for you, boys! The law's coming for you! I think they're on my tail! The law's coming! Law's coming!" And
Nelson kind of looks. Yeah, Nelson looks to either of them. Let's circle around so that they.
Holy shit, Crow showed up.
Mary actively looks around to see if she can find if the horses are tethered anywhere nearby.
Well, he had been. At least you go.
yeah, you see them. They're on the kind of the opposite side of the cabin. The man, the lumberjack, just is yelling, and he just slashes his horse up to the porch there and knocks real hard and then goes inside. Door opens and closes very quickly as you're riding up.
Mary,
Yeah, Nelson's idea is to basically kind of circle around the side of the cabin at least, so that way they're coming from an odd angle.
We want to spread out. Have as many windows covered as we can.
Right, good idea. I'll take the right side, circle on all the way to the back. Lou, if you want to take the left, and then Miss Dunn, if you want to take the right just behind me.
you want me to go loose the horses?
Yep. I think that's
if you
fine.
think you can get up there quick and quiet, like.
She tips her hat at you and she gives heels to her gelding and takes off toward where the horses are tethered.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
See, it's pretty much like the characters are laid out right now, just encircling.
Yeah, I'll get you a tactical map in a second.
Sweet. I like tactical maps way too much.
I'll be back in 60 seconds.
You're fine.
Man, I forgot Nelson had a point and ride. A lot better than I thought.
It was not bad. There we go.
Yeah, he's not too bad. I guess he does have 3 threes, stat-wise, which is actually pretty good. Although he does also have 1 empathy and 1 influence, so kind of counteracts. Poor lad.
All right.
Oh, this is familiar. Oh God, Mary's gonna lose an arm.
So
Don't say that.
It is the exact same map. You're right. It is the exact same map.
So Lou is
I
gonna.
just instinctually knew.
1, 2,
Oh,
3.
the
4.
flashbacks, man.
He's gonna try and just position himself in these trees over here, which will provide him some cover. But he's also got shooting lanes.
Yep. That's
Yeah, where were the horses hitched up?
yeah, hold on. I was going to do that. 1 sec.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, because Nelson's gonna kind of try. I don't know where you want me to move to, or where I can go within.
You can go pretty. Hold on. So the horses are like up here. If you see this, I'm going to ping them.
All right.
Okay.
Mary takes off at a canter toward there.
Yeah, Nelson would be off to that side a bit too, I presume. Am I good to just move myself somewhere
Yeah,
fitting?
you can move yourself. Horse
Okay,
there. Let's see.
I presume if she's kind of heading over that way, he was following after to get on one side so that he's got one side, Lou's got one side, and then Mary's getting the horses.
There's 5
So-
horses up there.
So he'd probably ditch his horse somewhere around these trees over here, tie it on,
Yeah, Mary would
kind
do
of
the
move it
same.
good.
Oh, I thought we were
Move her
walking our way up.
hobble her horse to a tree there, and then come over and just take a, Bowie knife and start slashing at their
Yeah.
ropes.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
then
she
she'll try to scatter them.
Yeah, they begin to scatter somewhat into the snow. They're kind of under an awning, if you will, there, so they're not real eager to go. But as you're kind of doing that, you hear somebody call out from inside, "Hey now, who's out there? What are you doing?"
Mary will duck back into the shed
If you the
No,
law,
it's
you
kind
better
of
call.
just-
You better talk right quick. I got some angry men in here. This is Gary.
Yeah, well, Gary, and he's kind of made himself kind of well covered by brush and kind of behind a tree a bit. Well, Gary, your brother's been up to some mighty big trouble in town. Suppose you heard about all this.
I heard that my cousin and two of my brothers are dead, is what I heard.
Yeah, well, when they start opening fire on the law without any provocation, hell, I offered to share my chew with the fella.
Why are you giving him gruff in the middle of the thoroughfare anyway? He was just going about his business doing a little drinking's what I heard.
Well, that's exactly what I want to know. We come in, ask what's up, and suddenly, boom, he pulls steel.
He pulls steel. That's not what I heard. I heard your sheriff pulled first.
Yeah, that's certainly not true. And you can trust my word.
I'm
I swear it
gonna
on the
trust
Lord.
the word of somebody I don't know versus the word of my brother.
Well, who to trust, but I know that I'm speaking the truth.
Here's
It's
what
up
else.
to you to decide whether you know that too.
Here's what I also know, boy, is that the madam down in town broke my brother's hand for nothing. For squaring up on a whore? Give me a break. I was there. And well, I didn't have much to do with it, but we have a guest up here.
Yeah,
Friend of the
Kind of
madam's.
curious of it. Now, what do you mean by that?
Colored girl named Josephine.
I can't say I know quite who you're talking about.
Well, you know that Kate, right?
I suppose. Heard of her, been past the brothel a few times.
From what I know, she's one of her top working girls. Close to her, from what I can tell. Anyway, she's up in here, and, well, my brother's got a broken hand, but, his other hand ain't so broke.
So what you saying?
I'm saying
You saying you
that
want to start threatening people as well?
I'm saying that you better back off, or the knife is gonna dig deep.
Now you know better than that. If you do anything, you know we'll come in there and we'll shoot every last one of you dead.
You and what
That
army?
I can guarantee you.
You and what army? My friend here just
But-
came. You came with two others. You are outgunned, boy.
Well, how'd your brothers and cousin do with Lou there?
Oh,
Didn't do too well, did
you
they?
brought the old man. Good, good. Well, I take my steel, my brother's steel, and you a little tentative. I don't think you have the stones to cup on up in here with a knife to this girl's throat now. So here's what I'm gonna tell you to do. You march back down that hill. You tell the sheriff that I want a meeting with Kate, and she needs to give what is owed. And that's her man that swung the hammer. He's gonna get the hammer on him.
Well, I can't say that's lawful in the least. You tell me that after all you brothers and you caused in town, after trying to kill Law, unprovoked, and after trying to hit up women in town, whores nonetheless,
Whores,
that now
exactly.
you're gonna
Who cares
kidnap
about
somebody.
a whore getting hit? Give me a break.
well,
You drew
it is
first.
what it is.
You, just 'cause you got a 10 on your shirt don't make you right.
No, it doesn't. And the truth of the matter is you and your boys have been causing a lot of trouble. And we're going to put an end to that. Now, either we put an end to it peacefully, you lot come with us, and there ain't going to be no other trouble for you. Or we'll take care of it now out here.
Well, let me tell you something. You come up in here this girl's going to get a fine nick. And anybody walking close, I got all the exits and all the windows covered. You gonna get a bullet. And if this is who I think I'm talking to, it's gonna be more to the center of your head this time, boy. I'm a nice guy, affable guy, and you've pushed me to the limit. We're the David boys. David boys rule.
So, so are there? I assume there's some windows facing frontward somewhere around here.
Yeah. Actually, there is not on that side. There's just this door right here. If you saw that, you probably didn't. Right here, that's a door.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a door there. There's a window there. And then there's a window here.
So
Also, can you
just
make
looking
a-
at a wall?
What's that?
Just looking at a wall?
You were just looking at a wall.
Feck.
There is, as you move, there's a door here, though.
Right. But I was hoping to shoot through a window, so.
Well, you can reposition yourself if you'd like.
Right.
Can Mary see a window from where she is?
Nope.
Good, then they can't see her. She can't really communicate with Nelson. She's gonna go over to the house. She's gonna take out her kerosene lamp and she's gonna start going up to the eaves, where there isn't any snow. And she's gonna pour the kerosene all over that, and then she's gonna light it and then head back to the shelter of the shed.
Yeah, Nelson just barely catches that to the side and sees the flames start going up. He's kind of balking, like, oh God, what do I do from here? What do I do from here? And he kind of steels himself a bit and waits for the flames to really kind of start taking off.
Yeah, there's some silence for a few moments, and will you ping where you set the fire slip?
I think she said it like...
Okay, sorry, I was
Yeah.
looking at something else as you did it. Yeah. Alright, let's use... Bo and Matt, can you see now?
Yeah, Nelson would be behind pretty hefty cover and everything. Like I said, behind a tree and all that. I don't know if there's any way for him to do stealth or something in that regard in case they come out.
You want to hide, is what you're saying?
Yeah, he's basically setting up a shot from cover, trying to hide in the brush and behind
Yeah,
a tree
you can
there.
do a stealth.
So that-
do a stealth roll for me.
Cool. Yeah, he's presuming they're going to come running out, and after this point, there's no way they're not getting out of here without gunfire, so... They went over the edge. There it is. Now, as I have just remembered, he actually has decent agility, so hopefully this goes well. I think I've just cursed myself, though. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So after a few minutes, you hear some cursing and such. The front door opens briefly, and you see a woman being dragged towards the front. One second. Nelson, you would see this. Josephine is being held in front of this man. He's got his arms around her neck, or he's got his one arm around her neck with the crook of his elbow. She is technically would be, in front of him. If you need a technical placement,
I imagine
something
he's
like
a
that.
bit taller.
Yeah, he's taller, but they're wrestling around pretty hard. He's got her pinned up to his chest. He's got a knife with another hand to her neck. He yells out, "Put that fire out now, or she gets it." I ain't gonna say again. Put the fire out now. You can see he puts the tip of a blade in her ear.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as Nelson has no idea how he would go about setting out a fire right now. Does he have any kind of shot on this guy?
You could try. It's not going to be easy. There's a lot of snow about. I mean, if you could put it out, you don't know, but...
Well, does he want to go for it? That's the question. Well, seeing as he knows he can't just run over and put the fire out, because there's more than a good chance that they'll just open fire on him. So, and also, yeah, like she said, she kind of lit the shingles, so it's kind of fucked. He's... let me see. Yeah, he's gonna be good on that. Yeah, Nelson's gonna go for a shot on the guy. Try and go for it.
What kind of a hardship would Mary have? Does she have any kind of a... I can
everybody
see him,
would.
but I don't...
Everybody would have 2 hardships for this shot. And if you miss, and it's in a location that would be his body or his arms or his legs, you're gonna hit Josephine.
Ooh, yeah.
Well, if Mary's just waiting. If she hears someone else take a shot, she's gonna.
Yeah. Is there a call shot?
There is a
much?
call shot.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I forget I have all these handouts I can go through. What is that under?
It's under. This is under handouts. I don't know if I ever put it.
I'm looking for the.
Combat handouts.
Yeah.
It's in one of the
You can do
offensive.
aim.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do aim, but that's not what that does.
Right, but aim gives him a +1.
Yeah, we would start initiative.
Oh,
and
called shot. Yeah.
We would start initiative if you're gonna shoot.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot. He's got to go for it.
Okay,
much.
so let's go ahead
There's no way.
and let's go ahead and do initiative. Give me 1 second to make sure. Okay, turnover is clear. Go ahead. You guys can each do your initiative.
Initiative. Go, Nelson. Go. Go, go, go. Eventually it'll load. My computer is so fucked today. Christ. Eesh.
Okay.
Oh, Bill.
Well, at least Nelson, you beat somebody.
Yeah, somebody.
6 initiatives later.
Yeah. Somebody. Well, they don't necessarily see him, so hopefully.
That's it.
Because Bill's kind of led the charge up there.
Nelson, I'll let you go first since they're all kind of waiting.
Alrighty. So is the so for called shot for the head, it's 02 hardship. Is that on top of the 2 hardships?
Yes, it would
to
be.
hit him?
So that would probably put you at a if that would likely put you at a hold on 1 second. That would likely put you at a 0 rolled, right? So because what's your dexterity?
It's 3, and he's got 3 in guns.
So that would still put you at 0 kept die. So basically what you would do is you would roll, let's see, how does that work exactly? So it'd be a huge negative. Is that what you want to try to do?
If it seems like that much of a shot that he's like confident he can't make that shot.
I mean, it
then
would be
again,
the
the guy's
hardest
gonna
shot
just
of your
slit her
life
throat
for
anyway.
sure.
Yeah, and he looks like he's gonna just slit her throat anyway. So, I think if there's anything else that he could. There's not really.
So
another
basically, you're
option.
still going to roll. You're going to roll. How many dice? You have 3 in guns.
Yeah, 3 in guns, 3 in decks. I think it was. Yeah.
So you'd roll. Roll 3, keep 1. Minus. Hold on. I have to look at that roll. I think it's minus 3. It's as if you have an injury. Yeah, so it's you would roll yeah, because you're at 0, so you roll 3, keep 1, minus 3. That's your roll. If you take so many hardships that you're at 0.
Okay. So in that case, do I just hit pistol and then
if you hit pistol and it'll ask you. No, I wouldn't do it that way because there's no way to programmatically do it. Just do a roll 3d10 keep 1 exclamation point. That's what I would do. Minus 3.
minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Like this?
Like that. That is a miss.
Okay.
So go ahead and now do your pistol because you're going to see your range. You're at
C.
What range are you at? Let's see. You're at 12 hexes. That's medium range for a pistol.
I think it registered. I just clicked the 2 that I want to go between.
What do you mean?
For the choose target thing, it pops
Oh
up.
yeah, just click him.
Okay. Oh, here, let me. And then pistol, click him. Benefit 0. Boop. And just 0 for all of this because it's just for the hit location, right?
Yeah, that's fine. So that would have been a good shot, but it's so the hit location is
would have been a great
torso
shot if he wasn't
strike.
completely fucked.
So
Yeah, it would be
shoots her
torso,
in the
yeah.
stomach. 8 damage. The thing is,
But hey, she doubles over.
yeah, she's
Yeah, she does double over for Mary to hit him.
all right.
On the flip side, she's not gonna have a baby anymore.
Nelson, you try to shoot Bill as he's got a knife in her ear, and you just blast her in the chest. Blood just explodes out, and she goes to scream out, but she's dead instantly, falling to the ground.
Oh shit. Well, fuck. Oh no.
Mary sees just his blast go off, and she shoots just
Yep.
as soon as she sees.
Yep.
Oh no.
So this angle,
Oh, he
I
did
would
a
give
bad
you a
thing.
-3 on the roll. So go ahead and roll as normal, unless you want to aim or something like that.
What would aiming do? Just delay my
It
shot?
would delay your shot, but give you a benefit for every time you aimed.
Okay, so would it go until the whole next turn, or would it just like take me down the track?
Well, it would take you
The
down the
initiative
it would
track.
take you down the track, but everybody would go before you because you would aiming is 1 AP. So you would spend 1
Okay.
AP, then you would have to wait for everybody to.
Gotcha.
Or you can
No,
just shoot.
she'll take the shot, and so I just put -3 in modifier.
When it asks you for additional modifiers, you have to just put a -3 in there. And then your range is you're using your rifle, right? That's medium range for a rifle. .34, range 10 and 20, 14, 24, 26 to the torso. 26 is going to be a wound. And that is double his mortality, so he's going to do a death roll. Death roll. 27. What did I say the damage was? Let's see.
I think it was 26.
Let's see. It was 14, 26. Yeah, it was 26. So does not kill him, but he gets shot in the chest and like falls backwards. Oh! Just like grabs his side. All right. So as you shoot in there and the fire is starting to spread, you
She just hunkers down in the shadows behind the cover of the, that thing she's standing by in the shed. Keeps her rifle pointed to the door. She knows whoever's coming out next ain't a friend.
Lou, you're up.
You said there's a door, like right in here?
Right there.
Okay, and there's no movement thus far?
Not around you.
The door's not creaking open?
No.
Alright, so Lou's gonna make his way over. 1, 2, 3.
Move 5.
To this corner right here.
So that's 4.
Yep.
Okay.
And then just kind of listen for a second.
So your action is your movement. So if you want to use a skill, you can, but that'd be your next action. So
that's fine. All right, so I can do a perception just to see if I can hear any movement right around the door here.
Sure. Yeah, you think somebody's on the other side of that door. Okay.
All right, so Lou's just gonna be standing at the door and just sort of waiting to see if anybody comes out or tries to peek.
Okay. Okay, there's some movement inside the house. And Nelson, you already went. So it's the guy's turn. All right. Second, guys, doing some stuff. So it's Bill's turn, and Bill's shot just moves back into cover. And then it is Mary's turn again.
Mary can't see anyone, so she is holding her turn. She's just waiting for a head to poke through. She's basically aiming at the doorway, waiting for a head to poke.
Yeah, the fire is starting to get bigger.
I was going to say, can you aim without a target?
You can do, you can't aim, but you can do interrupt. So interrupt is basically I want to do an action if these circumstances are met, and then if so, then it happens. So if that's what you would like to do, then you would shoot instantly on the interrupt. It costs 5 AP, and then when the interrupt happens, you actually shoot for your 3. So that's up to you, Mary, if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So I give that. And what I've been using for interrupt is this thing for some reason. Okay. So Gary, seeing Nelson where he shot from, tries to shoot. You're going to have a cover of 5. Being in the trees a little bit there.
Big old tree. Hell yeah.
It's a rifle.
Oh no.
Let's see how far you are away.
Not again. Hey, he has cover this time.
He does have cover. That is medium range for a rifle.
I failed to think whether he has a rifle or not, Nelson. Kind of just goes around with that pistol.
That is definitely a miss.
Ooh, sweet.
It just ricochets off into the trees behind you. Does nothing. Anybody else with a 1? I do have 1. So this door next to you, Lou, gets slung open. Let me
Ooh.
that. And then you see the man standing in front of you as he opens the door. So the next is someone else inside, and he's gonna move. Okay, who's got the lowest AP? Anybody with a lower than a 4? Yep, Nelson, you're up.
Nelson got 3, and I can see that's Gary,
Yeah, you
right?
can see Gary.
Okay. Now, does Nelson have a rifle? I didn't even think to.
That's not what you shot earlier. You would have
No, he's
you would
using a
definitely
pistol.
have a rifle. You could have it next to you if you wanted.
Yeah. What is there like a particular advantage? More damage?
More
or?
damage, longer range, shorter distance is bad. Like if you're in close or adjacent range, you take a hardship for shooting a rifle in that close of range. But they definitely have longer range and more damage. From here, it would just be more damage because you're medium range.
All right, cool. Yeah, then if he's close enough for the pistol to be good, then he's gonna keep at it. So he is definitely gonna go for a shot at him.
Okay.
The guy whose name I keep forgetting.
Gary.
Poor fella, Gary. Yeah. Just a straight up shot. Let's go for it. Come on, Nelly. You can do it. Once I click all the buttons. And then for band, I just click medium.
Yeah, you're in medium.
Okay, cool.
Yep, that's a miss. Hits the house. Very bad ranged roll.
I see that, man.
Lou. Well, actually, hold on. Let me see. 4s. Gary actually has 4. Anybody else? Nope. Brooks has 3. So Brooks right there in front of you. I think 3 is the lowest AP, right? Yep. So he sees Lou right there a bit suddenly. He has a knife in his hand, and he's going to actually charge out the door and attack. Let's see how much charge costs.
Oh no, Lou. Shoot him. Shoot them all.
Charge is 4 AP. So that costs him 4. Alright, so he's going to attack with a charge. That is going to give him a hardship. Actually, he cannot do that because he is not moving at least 3 hexes, so he can just move. So he moves into you and threatens you with his knife, but he cannot attack quite yet. You do go first, so you are up.
Lou, having seen the door crack open, he was just sort of poised and ready with his pistol trained, and then the guy, the figure, sort of charges out, and Lou's just going to fire a shot at him.
Okay. So when it asks you for range bands, say adjacent, he gets to dodge. So when it, yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. So you're rolling to beat a 14. And you do. So shoot. So 14 versus, what did you roll? 32. So that's 18, 26, and that's a torso strike, 26. Oh boy. Okay, so that's a wound and so wounded him. He's gonna have to make a death roll. It's 26, correct? So.
Yep.
Death roll.
26.
Nope. How do you kill him?
So the man, the figure in front of him, creaks the door open and realizes that Lou's already there. But Lou, having his pistol trained, as I said, toward the door, is basically just poison ready. So as soon as the guy charges out, Lou just from the hip basically fires off a shot, and it strikes the man in the chest. His body flails and bounces off the side of the cabin, and he just slumps to the ground, lifeless.
Yeah, you blast him. In the meantime, on the other side, Gary shoots. Actually, he aims, so he's gonna aim.
Oh no, that clever bastard. Using math against me.
Yep, and he is still up. Anybody with a 4 or a 5 ahead of him, which I don't think is... Nope. So he is now going to shoot at you with a benefit. So, pistol. Oh, no, he doesn't have a pistol. He has a rifle. Choose target. 1 benefit. No hardships. Medium range. Minus... This is a -5. Oh, that's a miss.
Yay!
Just whips overhead, missing. He's not a very good shot, apparently. All right.
Love.
So I have a couple guys with 5. That's going to go away. Who's up first? Him. That's a 5.
I think they realized who's out that door. Oh, no, maybe not. Stupid enough to step out there. Damn it, Abel. If fucking Abel gets away after all this.
Okay. Anybody? Anybody 6? Ward, you're up.
Yeah, he'll pull the same thing. He'll aim and take a shot at Gary again. Or Gary? Fuck's sake. Yeah, Gary. So I'll aim, and then for that one in the benefit section, yeah? Unless someone else would go before him then.
No, you're gonna aim. That would it
Yeah.
might. I don't know. It depends on who you see.
Yeah,
It would make
he's going
quite
on aim for...
if you aim and it makes quite a few people go before you, but you can do that.
Yeah, he's gonna aim at Gary.
Okay. Aiming. You're at 7. Lou, I think you are up.
Okay, so Lou sees a figure sprint out this door, or the...
You see somebody climb out a window there.
Yeah, the window,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. And I'm just gonna move slightly, just so we can get a better shot.
Okay.
And then he's gonna fire
Yeah,
up.
you can't shoot and fire in the same action. So you moved, you spent 1 AP, but you're still in front of
Okay.
him. So he has 9, so you're still gonna go in front of him.
Okay.
So
that's fine.
you might. It's just what other people do. It's like a ticker, right? So.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm
Yep.
plenty not holding action because I'm still covering this door. So.
This guy moves down. Do you see him, Mary?
Oh my.
Hold on. This guy?
Any guy.
I see that one and this one.
Okay. Who would you could shoot at? This guy moved there first, so you could probably shoot at him.
Yep, that's what she's gonna do. What's my modifier on this?
None.
Just still medium range.
Yep, still medium range.
Are the three of them all just standing in the doorway? Or?
They're two of them are kind
behind the
of
edges?
cut, you know, like looking around the door. They're not in the doorway, but just right next to it.
Cool.
I'm sorry, hold on. I'm going to have to click that again.
It's a hit. 7. 19. 19's... this guy is a minion. You kill him outright.
Yeah, Mary just waits for the first body to poke through, takes aim at center of mass, and shoots him right in the heart. And he falls down, clutching his chest right next to where Josephine.
Alright. This guy's peeking. Can you see this guy? Chester, can you see him? Nelson?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's hard for me to know what I can see because I see everybody's vision, right? If you know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you.
Yeah, you can always do Control L on. That's why I use. But yeah, he's in full view on mine.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay, cool. Okay, yeah, you are up anyway. You're the highest 7, I believe, unless Gary's an 8. Mary's at 11, so you're
Nice.
up, Nelson.
Yeah, I got an aim on Gary, so I'll take that shot.
Okay.
Pistol shot. Here we go. Gary, I'm coming for you. I think that clicked Gary. It kind of clipped the name. Let me just do it to be sure. Make sure I get the token and not the... Oh, damn it. There we go. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I'll make sure I get the right token. And then 1 benefit, right?
Yep.
Good. Go. Medium range. I press button. Do it. Shoot him. Hey.
Nice. 23, 31, 28. 28.
He's usually great at shooting stuff, just not stuff in front of other
so
stuff.
that is...
Or behind.
Alright, so he takes a wound and injury. Not bothering doing that.
Yeah.
Alright, so now he needs to make a death roll. That's double his mortality. 28 is what we're going for, I believe I said. He needs a big roll. Oh, he is survived.
Ooh.
So you shoot him in the leg. He screams out as you hit him right in the thigh. And so 7s go next. Yeah, this guy. Actually, it's Gary. Gary is actually going to aim twice. He's aiming at you.
I didn't realize you could double.
Oh yeah, you can aim as 5 times in a row if you want.
Oh wow.
I don't think this guy
That's
ever
interesting.
got his initiative rolled. I'm just gonna do it now. Alright, that's fine. So this guy... Actually, I'll put him at the bottom. I think that's fair.
Is that the lumberjack?
No, it's Chester Rogers. I don't know. I think I missed his...
Lumberjack's named Lumberjack.
God, I'm gonna get killed by Mr. Rogers.
Lumberjack is the guy you shot.
Right. I was confused because his last name is Dave.
Yeah, this is the guy right here. But, okay, so he is there. He is going to aim as well. He's going to aim 3 times. And
Oh fuck.
aiming at Nelson. Okay, so what are you at, Lou? You're at 8, right? Okay. Abel's at 9. The fire is beginning to spread.
I think the best we can hope for here is that the fire just takes Josephine and there's no evidence left behind.
Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, that's not what Nelly wants. He feels real bad, but he can't be dealing with that right now. He's got some boys to kill. So.
Lou, you're up now.
Shit.
So Lou sees the silhouetted figure over here climb out or roll out of the window and stand up and begin to try and make a move. And is that going to be a clear shot?
No, that is definitely not a clear shot. That's going to be.
That's what I thought. I was trying.
Yeah, that's going to be like a negative 10 to your roll. That's a very difficult shot.
Yeah, fuck it. And so he's gonna shoot at that figure. If nothing else, he's gonna scare the shit out of him.
Fucking hit this.
I'm expecting him to.
Of course.
I would. Okay, so
When it asks for
additional
additional modifiers, just do a negative 10. You're at medium range. You hit him.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
You hit him.
Look at that fucking 1 on that goddamn range band.
Yep. Yep. That's a huge shot. Okay. Wow. 15.
You gotta swing your arm.
23.
At an angle.
Hit him in the torso. 23. Oh boy. Okay, so injury and a wound. He's got to roll a death roll. Oh god, he's dead.
Alright, so again, Lou sees the silhouette and the figure roll out of the window, and it stands up and begins to try and take off, and Lou just quickly peers around the building and fires a shot, striking him basically in the back, or I get the torso, so in the back, and you can just see the blood spray against the moonlight as the figure sort of hands off to the sides and up by his head as he just and then falls face first into the snow.
Yep.
Well, fuck.
Well, the 10s go. There's 2 guys aiming at Nelson, which will go first. They're both going to shoot. I'm going to shoot Gary first.
I guess problem solved if Nelson dies, because then he can't get killed by Kate.
Alright, so he has...
It'll be quicker.
Rifle.
I was just gonna say it'd probably be easier. Much easier way.
And that's his last bullet. Misses.
Oh, lovely.
Misses with the rifle. Okay.
God, how much ammo do I have? Ooh.
And then this guy shoots. He's got 3. He's got a pistol.
Yeesh.
3 benefits.
God, he's
Negative
gonna-
5 for the trees. I didn't do that for him.
Or is he?
Miss.
Oh, barely.
Oh man, that's so close.
He almost got
That
shot.
was
And it was
so
a head
fucking close.
strike too.
Oh, not again.
So both these guys are up to 13.
I imagine there's that moment of just fucking sweat pouring down him as the fucking bullet lands in the tree just off his head.
Mary, you're up, I believe.
If I aim, am I still gonna go before these guys?
You can aim twice and go before them.
All right, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna aim at Chester Rogers.
Okay. So you're aiming twice. Go ahead and give yourself 2 benefits. So you're at 13. Don't quite shoot yet. Oh, actually,
Yeah.
Nelson, are you really at 10? I might have missed something there.
No, unless.
Yeah,
there was
go
something
ahead.
else.
Nelson's first, but you can still aim. It's not gonna matter.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nelson.
Cool.
Guessing you're
Yeah,
just gonna
he's
shoot
gonna
back.
take a shot at this Chester
Yeah.
fella since he's right there. Or does he have any benefit? Or one of their other in less cover?
No, they don't really have cover where they are. Not to you, not direct on, from an angle maybe.
Yeah, he's gonna just take a shot, seeing as Gary does not seem to be in a state to hit anything. So he's just gonna go for it. My boy, come on. Medium range. Eventually, I'll get there. Ooh.
That's a good shot.
Nice.
Okay, so that's 25.
He's good with the gun as long as he doesn't get shot before he can take it.
Yeah, 25. 33. 33. Wow.
Getting warm in there.
Okay, so that's wound and injury for sure.
If only it'd been that good when he needed to shoot the other guy.
Yeah, okay. Death roll for this guy. Dead. How's it look?
Yeah, as the guy's kind of coming up, Nelson he's kind of backlit by the flames behind him now spreading, and Nelson sees that crisp outline from that and takes his aim pretty decent and takes a shot and just...
Wait, were you shooting Gary or Chester?
He shot Chester. It's okay because you wouldn't
Okay.
have aimed till after him anyway, so you can aim
Okay.
at Gary now.
But yeah, and he kind of falls back, the flames starting to slowly take him.
Actually, it is... so you aimed, so you're aiming. Lou, it's your turn.
Lou, seeing no more action up here by the window, is actually going to take a couple steps toward the door and see if he can't peer inside.
Yep. So you walk 2 over, you look in there, you don't see anybody in there.
I don't see anything. It's just all black.
Okay. That's because it's all black, or it's just black. Huh, it is.
I have this little corner. Like,
see.
if you look to Lou,
I'm just...
now I can see. And
Oh, there's a weird... Oh, there's like a double door there. Okay.
oh, there's a door there.
Yeah, you're here. Okay. So you moved and peeked in, saw nobody. Mary, you're up.
Finish him.
Slip you there.
Yeah, sorry. Every time I end up having to redo it, if I wait too long.
And 2 benefits. Yep, that's definitely a hit. Well, that's a good one. So that's going to be... 31 minus 5. 26 plus 12. I believe that was your last bullet, too.
Alright, she'll drop the rifle and pull out her pistol.
I can't imagine this guy's gonna live. So it's 36. Okay, so it's another wound. Another injury. And he's gonna make a death roll. Versus a 36. Would not bet on it. Oops. Yeah. How does that look?
Mary sees Chester go down, and that kind of clears up her sight for Gary. She hunkers down and puts the sight on him, shoots, and takes him right in the chest, and he falls back into the flaming house out of her sight. She starts counting up the dead people. I think there's one left. Well, actually, she doesn't know who Lou's taken out.
Yeah, so, Lou, you're up. You hear the roaring of the fire inside as it's growing.
So Lou He's gonna take 2 more steps in just to see if he can't see any other movement outside of just fire. Oh, is there a door here?
There is a
again?
door there. You can open it. I'll let you
Alright.
just open it
Alright.
with. Yeah, you walk in, push the door open. You see what you see. You see a couple dead bodies near the front of the house. All right, Nelson, you're up.
Yeah, fuck. He's not hearing any other movement or anything come from inside.
You couldn't hear anything from there or in the fire, and
Yeah. He can't see nothing. He's got a good position, and he learns his lesson after trying to run out of cover last time. So he's gonna hunker down and just wait it out.
okay.
And I'll do, like you said, the
Interrupt.
yeah, the interrupt.
Okay.
To shoot if he sees one of them come through the door.
Can I say something?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Okay, Mary shouts out to Nelson. You see any more?
Nah, I don't see none. It looks clear.
She's gonna actually not wait where she is. She's gonna start creeping around the house, looking for any blood trails or sign that someone got away.
Nelson sticks where he is, keeping an eye out.
Yep. We're out of combat at this point, so go ahead and. The
All right,
fire. The
so-
fire begins to like. Lou, what are you doing as the fire is just like? You feel the heat from inside coming towards you.
Yeah, Lou's not hanging around. He just wanted to see if there was anything else in there.
Yep.
And after having just peeked in, he can see that it's starting to really rage. So he's gonna peel back and then head toward the cover of his woods and over by his horse, even over here.
Yeah. Mary.
Lou, you all right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Mary. All right, she sees him.
Yeah, Nelson goes over, grabs his horse, and then starts working his way back over towards them.
If you spot any of their horses, try to round them up. Horses are valuable critters. Did Mary see any blood trail in the snow?
I
or-
just whispered you something.
All right. I'm gonna see what I'm better at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on, just give me
No,
a
you're
second.
fine.
All right. I think it's the same either way, actually. So.
So, I'm just going to move your token just because it's easiest. Down here, you see a blood trail heading away from the cabin in the snow. And as you kind of catch that, you catch what appear to be footprints.
Hey, y'all, she calls out. Someone got away. I think it must be the big one.
Oh, hell. You want me to go after him? He's got his horse next to him, and he goes to hop on
He
top.
ain't getting far with being gut shot and on foot. Let's get our horses and follow.
Yeah, Nelson kind of looks back towards the house, towards the woman on the porch, and then turns, quite a sour look on his face, and goes with his horse
Mary
with the others.
says, I'm real sorry about Joe, that woman. I reckon I must have acted hasty and missed.
What do you mean?
Well,
He does not look like he understood any of what you meant.
I think it was my shot that took her, but at the same time, she's going for a horse. I mean, this is kind of an aside. This is a deliberate lie by Mary, so it would probably require a...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think he'd...
Yeah,
Well, I
go
mean,
ahead. A bad liar versus a bad person to detect lies. Let's see.
I mean,
Yeah,
she
whether he
shot
genuinely
like
thinks...
right
Yeah,
after.
because they did pretty much go immediately.
Yeah, go ahead and...
That's fair enough. Saving the poor boy. Detect lies. God, this poor gullible fuck.
Oh, wow.
God!
Oh my gosh, she crits
Can't
it.
beat that.
She feels so sorry for this poor cute boy.
Oh no. Where the hell is it?
Detect lies is an empathy. You can also do your...
there it
you don't
is.
have to do it off your sheet. You can do it on
One.
skill tree.
She's saving the poor boy. Unless he like fucking no.
Yeah, you like... Oh, did she actually do that? She might have. Yeah.
Yeah, he looks pretty genuinely confused for a moment there and kind of just nods. Still pretty solemn about the whole situation, but feeling a little
I'm real
bit-
sorry. It looked like he was gonna kill her.
Well, no, I suppose. I mean, I tried to take a shot too. I thought I had gotten her.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure it was me. But let's get on after that big fella. I mean, this is all their fault, really.
Yeah, I suppose you are right. To be honest, I think they were gonna kill her one way or another. After everything that happened. I mean... yeah, he still looks pretty down, but a little bit less so than it was when he thought he was responsible. But still kind of up on his horse and gets ready to go after him.
Yeah, Mary does too.
All right, let me do one thing. Yeah, go ahead and give me a survival or perception roll.
Alrighty.
Everybody?
Which is better?
Yeah, anybody.
What's survival under? Is
That
that
should be under
intelligence? Which I think is that better than my senses? Yeah, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Well, I think, does he have one in perception?
I don't think it matters at this point.
No, it really doesn't. He's trash. The poor boy. If it's not shooting something, he's not particularly good at it. They're both the same roll. Oh, I have to select him.
You follow the blood trail through the woods out into a small clearing where Bill David, with one good hand and a bullet wound in his stomach, is trying to make his way through the woods. He's moving incredibly slow. You find him within 5 minutes. He doesn't appear to be armed, that you can tell, actually.
Yeah, after everything that happened, there's no real point, I don't think, in bringing him in. Nelson's kind of rides up along him. And as far as he's concerned, this guy has done more damage by far. Was quite willing to kill really whoever. And he just comes up behind him and takes a shot clean into the back of his head if he can.
What does everybody else do as Nelson's doing this?
Once Mary sees him unslinging his pistol, she'll pull hers out too.
Lou?
Lou's gonna keep his pistol holstered as he just looks on. He knows it might not be the right decision or even the most lawful, but it's not his decision. He knows that. Right now, Nelson is the current man of law.
Nelson, give me a vigilance roll.
Alrighty. Let's see, Nelson, my boy. Oh God, I forgot he has good vigilance. Let's see how this goes.
For
That's
the
actually good.
viewers and for me, can you explain a little bit more what vigilance means in this game?
Vigilance is your dedication to a cause. So to push through adversity. Not necessarily courage of being scared, but it's under something that would be like willpower. So, you know, Nelson could say, he says, well, I want to do something that's against maybe my ethos or character or whatever because of this thing, right? So you can use it in several different ways, and here I'm using it to see. I would let Nelson do what he wanted anyway, but the decision is, you know, how would I frame it based on the role? So there, when the horror stuff comes into play in Heroes and Hardships, it will be more prevalent for stuff like that. But this is pretty much to kind of frame the role play. You know, did he shoot him and then think, oh man, I shouldn't have done that as a lawman, or is the anger getting the best of him and that sort of thing?
That makes sense.
So saying that, so you ride over to him and just shoot him, and you probably won't think about it again in a negative way.
Yeah, he rides up. As far as he's concerned, these guys have, like you said before, they drew steel in town. They've caused a lot of trouble. They've very nearly killed a good number of people, attacking people in town and then
Kidnapped
kidnapping
an
that
innocent
woman. Yeah, we're willing to just sit there and slit her throat. And as a result of this guy's action, she ended up dead. And so, as far as he's concerned, this is the law. This is his father's law at the very least. But his father's not around to tell him otherwise now, so he just takes a shot and then turns back to the others, puts his pistol away. We best get a move on.
Mary says, let's collect the horses. They ain't gonna know where to go, and they'll wander around in the snow.
Yeah, I suppose that's the right thing to do. Gather them all up, get them back to town.
As they gather the horses up, Mary's gonna look for the best one, and she's gonna say, you mind if I take this one? Looks like good breeding stock.
Well, I suppose you did help us out quite a good deal. We owe you, so, I mean, well, all right. I don't think they have no more next to kin, so.
I sure do hope not.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, Lou, what do you think about killing 6 men? Not single-handedly this time, at least.
Right, but well, I mean, like he said before, Lou just looks over to Nelson. Well, boy, can't say it was the right choice, but I can tell you now that a life looking over your shoulder ain't no life worth living. It ain't gonna be an easy path. Probably have nightmares.
Well, listen. Sorry, keep going.
Doesn't much affect me. I don't ever really sleep anyway, but there's just be one last man looking to hunt me down. That's all I can say about that. Nelson, you just point that pistol true. If you think law got done today, well, that's your call.
I suppose. I mean, back in the war, that's all I was good for was my gun. So, I suppose
Those
all I can
men.
do is...
Those men had it coming, Deputy. Don't you lose sleep over it.
I suppose. Like I said, though, like, all I can do is just hope my gun's pointed the right way.
Well, listen, fellas. You know, like I said, my Aunt Jessa wouldn't be real pleased to find out I'd been involved in this kind of a fracas. When you're retelling the story, maybe, well, would it be too much to ask that we say that Joe was killed by them David boys? I know
Oh.
my aunt'd be real embarrassed if I had to show up to testify in court.
I suppose. I mean, rightfully it wasn't quite your fault, as far as I see it. After he was like that, I was going to take the shot anyway, so...
Well, as far as I see, it ain't no tale to be telling. Nothing to be bragging about. All it's gonna do is put another mark on your head.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, you did help us out quite a lot. You helped see the law done, so... He gives a strong nod to her. Yeah. I'll make sure you're safe from it.
She
That's
looks
the right thing to do.
genuinely grateful. Sorry, I do sometimes act impetuously, is what Aunt Jessa says, and I appreciate it. I wouldn't hate to besmirch her reputation. She's an important lady
well,
around these parts.
I suppose, but to be honest, I mean, I still feel like it would have been quite a story to tell. I don't think I've ever seen a woman sling a gun that well in my life, let alone hear much about it.
You can't tell in the dark, but she blushes and looks away. Well, can't say it's a skill I really been praised for much. I kind of lack all the important womanly ones.
I don't know about that. You seem a real nice lady.
Well, I try, but I lack, what does Aunt Jessa say? Refinement.
Well, I suppose I don't have much of that go around either, so... Then again, I suppose I am a rough and tumble young man.
Well, I'll see you back to where their path is clear and y'all can find your way back to town. If either of you, and she kind of looks at Nelson, are ever up, Dunn Way, we're up by the Dunn Manor, don't hesitate to stop by and say hello.
Yeah, I suppose if we're ever up that way, I'll have to do that. Good luck, Miss Dunn.
You too. And you, Mr. Longley.
Lou just tips his cap, ma'am.
You head back towards town, and eventually Mary puts you on the road. The snow is still falling, and it's late at night now, and you probably get to town about sunrise. Eventually you break Mary heading back to her aunt's estate, and you heading back to town. Let's where is East Need? What the hell? Hold on 1 second. One sec. Sorry. Lou and Nelson, you head back to town. It's early morning. The snow has stopped, but you see there's quite a bit of activity. You hear somebody screaming and a lot of curses, and you see a wagon rolling down the thoroughfare there.
Yeah, Nelson looks pretty confused. What the hell's going on? Well, we're out of town. It's always something, huh?
Always something happening in town and out of town. It never ceases to amaze and never changes.
Guess so. It was so nice and peaceful for a while there. Feels like everything's coming up now.
You see Jimmy running down the road. He says something into one building and looks up to you two riding in. It's like, "Ho, you guys are back! The worst thing ever happened." You can tell he's been crying.
What's going on, Jimmy?
The sheriff's dead.
What's
The
happened?
sheriff's dead. Engines killed him. The sheriff's dead.
Yeah, and Lou at that would see Nelson just go as pale as a ghost, just like everything on him drops.
They shot him in the head.
And he just starts barreling away on his horse to see it for himself.
Lou's still sitting there. Obviously sees Nelson go white and then take off. Looks down at the boy Jimmy, and then just turns away and spurs his horse. Yeah, and he goes off to find Crow because he knows that Crow is gonna probably be in some serious shit. So,
yep.
And Jimmy looks between the two riders as they split up and turns back down the thoroughfare finally after Nelson as he's going towards the wagon, and Jimmy wipes his eyes and the screen pans over the wagon and you see a body of a man with a rag over his head slowly moving down the road, and then the screen fades to black, and that's it.